We're an hour away from the primary polls closing in Colorado.
Voting is one of the most important rights and responsibilities we have as citizens.
And if you're waiting until the last minute to cast your vote, we look at the top races to help you make an informed decision.
Democracy requires our participation.
Downtown Denver is preparing for a party on Thursday.
Thursday will be a starting point for that just continued energy as we head into the summer.
The Stanley Cup will be on display as we get to cheer on our Avs.
Stanley Cup has completely changed how downtown Denver feels, and it's fantastic.
Plus, another monthly charge coming for families living in the metro.
We're struggling as it is. We don't need any more debt.
Well, thank you for watching Denver 7 News at 6 tonight. I'm Shannon Ogden.
I'm Ann Trujillo. It is primary day in Colorado. In an hour, the polls will close and the first results will trickle in.
Now, Republicans, of course, hoping for a red wave in November. And today we will learn who they will put forward. And there are some big federal and state races we're paying attention to.
So let's bring in Denver 7 political reporter Megan Lopez. And Megan, let's start with the U.S. Senate.
Hey there, Ann and Shannon. Michael Bennet up for re-election this year. He is not facing a primary challenger. So what we're really going to be paying attention to in this race is the Republican challengers, businessman Joe O'Dea and State Representative Ron Hanks. They might be in the same political party, but these candidates couldn't be more different. Hanks is a first-time state representative and a military veteran who's most known for his criticism of the 2020 election. He's an ardent Second Amendment rights defender, and he doesn't believe in any abortions for any reason. O'Dea, meanwhile, has run a construction company for 34 years. He believes the 2020 election was secure. He is also a Second Amendment defender, but on abortion, he says he doesn't agree with a total ban. Now, on the state level, we're keeping a close eye on the governor's race. Governor Jared Polis doesn't face a primary challenger, but Greg Lopez and Heidi Ganahl are hoping to take him on in November. Now, his platform, Greg Lopez's platform, that is less government regulation, cutting back on spending, and addressing crime rates. Lopez is the former mayor of Parker who ran for governor in 2018 but was beat. He is a disabled veteran, a small business owner as well. Heidi Ganahl, meanwhile, is an entrepreneur. She's a CU regent and a mother of 4. Her focus and her platform is making the state more affordable and cutting down on crime. Now, the Secretary of State's race is another one to watch out for. Jenna Griswold will take on either Mike O'Donnell, Pam Anderson, or Tina Peters in November. This race normally does not make a lot of waves, but this year it is because of Tina Peters and her criticism of the election system. Now, the big group to look out for heading into tonight is unaffiliated voters. They are allowed to vote for either a Republican or a Democrat. They can only return one of those ballots. In 2018, they returned more Democratic ballots. This time around, though, numbers showed that they've returned about 37,000 more Republican ballots as of this morning. But heading into today, the total number of ballots returned was low. Just 22% of eligible voters having cast a ballot as of this morning. I just checked the numbers, bumped up to 25%. Republicans are outpacing Democrats by about 60,000 ballots as of this morning. All of that, of course, it could change as the polls close at 7 and when more updated numbers are going to be released. I'll be keeping an eye on all of it.
All right, we know you will. Megan Lopez tonight, thank you. And there are a number of incumbents facing primary challengers today. Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert facing State Senator Don Coram in the 3rd Congressional District out on the West Slope. Republican Congressman Doug Lamborn faces 3 challengers tonight. Navy veteran Rebecca Kelty, Telecom CEO Andrew Heaton, and State Rep Dave Williams. Now, Ken Buck, also a Republican member of Congress, being challenged by Bob Lewis, a real estate broker. And Neil Walya challenging Democratic Congresswoman Diana DeGette. But none of the challengers have nearly as much funding here. Each has been severely outraised, hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes. In Boebert and Buck's case, by millions of dollars.
And leading up to this primary election, state lawmakers want to make sure that our state's election systems were secure. They passed several laws to ensure election security. And today, Secretary of State Jenna Griswold and Denver Clerk of Courts Paul Lopez addressed election security concerns.
Denver's the model. Colorado's the model. And I have words with anybody who tries to point at Colorado and scream fraud, right? It is something that is a fantasy. There's a lot of folks who are not happy with the results of their election, but that's okay.
One of the things is the entire election process is built with bipartisan oversight. From when the voting equipment is tested to when signature verification, any discrepancies are being considered, to the audits afterwards.
So here's a couple of reminders before the polls close at the top of the hour. You must drop off your completed ballot at one of the ballot boxes across the state. by 7 o'clock. Also, make sure you sign the back of your ballot envelope, and if you don't, it will not be counted. We do have a breakdown of all the races on the denverchannel.com. We'll also have full coverage for you with election results tonight on Denver 7 News at 10.
The city of Denver ready to celebrate the Avs Stanley Cup win Thursday morning. And Denver police are going to use the same plan they used from Super Bowl 50, the Broncos win, when about 1 million people came to downtown Denver. So here's a look at the route here. The parade will start at Union Station. It'll go down 17th to Broadway and eventually ending at Civic Center Park. There'll be a big celebration, lots of fun, lots of speeches. The parade officially starts at 10 a.m. You are encouraged, though, to arrive much earlier. And the Downtown Denver Partnership says the Avs' run to the Stanley Cup has revived downtown Denver, levels not seen since before the pandemic. The managing director of the Downtown Denver Partnership says on Friday there were almost 280,000 people downtown, and boy, they're hoping Thursday's parade will make that number jump even higher and will continue through the rest of the summer.
You get to remind people about downtown, all the businesses that there are, all the new restaurants, all the new development. There's a ton. We have seen $1 billion of development in downtown since the pandemic. So there's a lot that people haven't seen.
And Denver 7 is your home for the Stanley Cup Parade. We are partnering with Altitude Sports to cover all the fun, live on air and on the denverchannel.com. And our pre-parade coverage, it starts at 4:30 a.m. on Thursday. Our parade show itself begins at 9:30, ahead of the parade that gets underway at 10.
The Colorado-based Prost Brewing Company is planning a big expansion in North Glen. It will bring in more than 200 jobs to our state, and it'll make the brewery one of the 5 largest craft breweries in Colorado. This is a rendering of what the new facility will look like in North Glen Marketplace near I-25 and 104th. It'll have a production facility, distribution, a beer garden. The new facility will allow the brewery to produce 20,000 barrels initially and then 40 to 50,000 over the next few years. Now, currently, Prost has locations in Denver, Highlands Ranch, and Fort Collins.
The Adams 14 School District has filed a complaint for judicial review to challenge the State Board of Education's decision to remove the district's accreditation. The district claims the board acted unconstitutionally and that districts with predominantly low-income, non-English speaking students of color are more likely to be put on the state's accountability clock. The district took away Adams 14's accreditation back in May, following years of poor performance. Right now, Adams 14 School District is finalizing a 3-year contract with a new manager. And Chalkbeat, Colorado reports this $5 million deal is with a New York-based nonprofit, and it goes into effect July 1st. The district expects this latest lawsuit to take more than a year to complete.
Well, Denver residents will soon have to pay more or pay individually for their trash to be picked up. Last night, City Council voted 8-5 to overhaul Denver's waste collection program. Denver 7's Russell Haythorne breaks down just how much you'll have to pay.
The way your trash gets picked up isn't changing, but how much waste your family generates will soon cost you in Denver.
We want to keep all that compostable material and that recyclable material out of the landfill.
City Council is moving forward with a plan to charge for trash pickup for the first time. $9 a month for a small bin, $13 for a medium-sized bin, and $21 a month for a large bin.
It ain't nothing to laugh at.
Athmar Park resident Eileen Darden says with skyrocketing water bills, gas, and other utilities, this is just another hit.
We're struggling as it is. When you have children and grandchildren that trying to go to college and so many other things, we don't need any more debt. And we have to do the majority of the work to get the trash picked up. So why charge us more?
That's weird.
Alvin Lucia agrees.
Charge me for the lights, the water. It's the same thing of the trash. That's like no makes sense to pay for our trash.
Considered a utility just like water.
Denver's chief climate officer says the new plan incentivizes environmental stewardship.
An audit of our own waste right here in Denver has shown that 50% of the material that we put in our trash cans is compostable.
The plan also eliminates the fee for composting and increases recycling pickups.
All customers will get composting carts at no additional charge, and they will have weekly recycling instead of every other week.
Rink understands the concerns of many families and says the city's plan will reduce, even eliminate fees for low-income households.
Mayor Hancock has made equity our North Star.
Despite that,
Not even all the way full.
No, but we would be charged that same amount.
there's still uneasiness.
We like the job that they do, but
Russell Haythorne,
don't overtax us.
Denver 7.
So weekly recycling services will begin January 2023, with billing to be phased in during the first quarter of next year.
An $85 ticket for just passing through a downtown Denver parking lot.
Done it for 5 years.
He says it's because of new cameras posted in lawns. Contact Denver 7 gets him results.
So nothing really happened until I contacted Denver 7 about it.
Mid to upper 90s today, hot again tomorrow. I'll let you know if the heat's going to hang around for the Avalanche Victory Parade.